Hey!
Welcome back to Our Sistas Corner.
Well, we're bridging the gap between literature and healing.
I'm Kenyatta.
And I'm Diamond.
And guys, we are so excited to be back today.
It is episode 4. And we're jumping right into some new things. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, so this month, the month of May, we're currently reading War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi. Oh,
Yes.
look at me!
One thing about Diamond, she does not remember names. My girl is terrible with names.
Trying to my mind.
And not her heart.
Yes. So how are you enjoying the read?
I'm enjoying it. It's new. And normally, we gravitate towards books with tons of drama or, just kicking off the drama really early. And this book, it's drama, but in a different way. It's like a war-stricken country drama, so it's different.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it.
I think, me too. I think another thing that really, and we talked about this before too, well, as we were reading, we talked about it, like, the terminology and all of the science fiction and the, like, technology and the bots / humans / action figures / just a whole lot of happening. And I was just like, what they say? Let me rewind. I gotta go back and let me listen again. So a lot of the stuff that was happening, I was like, this is new for me. We said on the last one, check out our last episode when we did our final review of the last book that we read, Red Lip Theology. I talked about how I don't lean as much to the sci-fi. I don't lean as much to the futuristic. This is like my first time getting into this type of novel. So yeah, it's something.
Yeah, we said we were branching out and trying new things, and this has definitely been thrown in our face, and here we are.
Yes. So today, this is like, if you follow us on our Instagram, you've kind of seen, don't forget, go follow us. You've kind of seen that we did like a social hour type of episodes, social hour type of social media posts. We go live and we talk about different subjects. That's something like we're doing today in our podcast on our first of the month podcast. So I don't think we distinguished that the first time when we first talked about the introduction. So so our first podcast of the month will be when we talk about a subject that we've pulled from the literature that we've read. It may link to the subject or the theme that we picked for this month. With this month, it is
Jubilation.
So and I can put that definition on the screen, what jubilation is, and just diving into the subject, finding things that are interesting, diving into the book, what pops out. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about technology.
Yes, we'll be talking about the positive and negative effects that technology has on our society as a whole and how it affects our communication as a society.
Yes. So we're going to be giving into the positives and the negatives on how technology is affecting us, our relationships, how we're growing, us as human beings. So, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so, all right, you want to start off with the positives and just, we kind of can ping pong, like,
Okay. Okay.
Say the positives, and if there's a negative that connotates with that, we just go from there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking about the positive effects that technology has on our society, one of the big ones that I noticed was the increased connection. Just having so many platforms and so many ways to connect with other people. The connections are endless. We have the social medias, the IGs, TikToks, and we have the emails, the Googles, the LinkedIn's. There are just so many ways to be connected to other people in your area, and even globally.
Like, we're millennials, so we're, early 30s. Yeah. And we were a part of the technology boom, so we saw what it was like without technology, and then we experienced the rush that it was with technology. My own personal experience, I don't know why they did this, but my parents gave me a computer. Like, when computers first came out, I had a gateway. What does a 6-7-year-old need with a computer? But I digress. So from the jump, we knew what was popping. And I think that, like you said, with connection, it went from you having to write letters, you call somebody on the phone, to you literally could send them a little email, or you could get on like a chat with them. Because I think this was before we really were big on texting at this point. I can remember like when I was younger, probably like 10. Well, girl, I used to be on chats. What the hell was I on chats for? Foolish.
I know you lying.
I was, but it was the new technology. So
No, that's true. That's true.
just girl, I'm connected with people in Guam. I don't know them folks.
And you mentioned with us being millennials how we were able to literally witness the explosion of technology, because we talk about now just how Gen Z and generations after us don't really know how it is to experience life without technology. And I don't take that for granted.
Me
Just
either.
looking at our society now, I truly don't take that for granted, because we were talking about a positive effect that tech has on the society, but one of the negative effects, like when you just said we used to write letters, our children, some Gen Z, technology has taken that
Penmanship.
away. Like, cursive isn't even being taught in the curriculum anymore. And the basic life skills, like knowing how to write a letter, knowing how to stamp the letters and mail them, it's just lost upon on our society. And that is unfortunately one of the drawbacks of being so advanced with the technology.
Yeah, it really, of course, it improved our connectivity and everything like that as humans, but also, like, piggyback on that, we don't talk as much in person, along with penmanship. Like, a lot of us, we base a lot of our relationships on, oh, I hit you on the socials, I seen this, this video, I sent you this, did you check your DMs? And it's like when you're in the presence of people, and I think we don't do this as much, like when we together, we be having a ball, but you can notice, like, when you're around people, like, they'll be on their phone. And, of course, it's your right to do so. That's how you entertain yourself. But it's like we've lost that true connection. Like, let's put the devices away. Let's really talk about how your day went, what's going on in your life
right now. What's going on with you?
Yeah, what's going on in your life right now. So it's like, and I could just remember, like, as far as family-wise, too, even though you can connect with your family that's all over the country, a lot of family reunions are dying now. And a lot of, like, getting together every holiday because I hadn't talked to you. But you think, because you commented on my picture that I posted 2 weeks ago that you sent
I had
me.
just talked to her.
No, you did.
You commented on a picture, and there's a difference.
Auntie, log off.
Please log off.
Dang, come see me. Come see me, please. But such a, I think us as millennials, we know what it feels like, the difference, the difference feels like.
Even being children, when the change happened, we still were cognizant enough to realize what was going on.
So yeah, another thing that I noticed as far as technology that is positive was the job opportunities.
Okay.
So many job opportunities have been created in the last, let's say, 20 years. Like 20 years ago, a content creator, a social
media manager.
Listen, a IG baddie. What?
Those jobs did not exist.
Girl, what? What do you do? I'm a TikToker. It's just like, of course, these things are such positive avenues to work in, such lucrative, because the girls are making money, and the boys too. Like, y'all are making money, and you see we on a mic. But
we're on our way.
Listen, but I think that it's so beautiful to see how so many opportunities have been created from technology. Oh, from the pandemic, working from home now. People don't have to go back to the office. That was another big attribute from technology, because companies figured out, we ain't got to have these people in here.
Until now, they're calling everybody back in the office because now I'm needed in the office.
Now, but I think too, along with that though, a lot of companies that were like, this is something that I found out, like working from a call center, which I thought the call center that I worked for, this was pre-pandemic, I ain't gonna name them names, but the call center that I worked for, we learned that we were outsourced for companies and different brands. So like, even though we worked in this specific building, this company was like, we were the customer service behind the scenes, but not on the company.
Not on the team?
Yeah, not
Okay.
on like the company territory and stuff. I don't know how I'm saying this.
Okay, no,
but
I get what you're saying.
But I realized too, like after the pandemic, those type of companies started closing down those facilities and offering more virtual opportunities. That's why we have this like influx of everybody want to work from home still and stuff like that, because those are even people creating their own companies too, and having like paid agents and stuff, like contract. That's the word I'm looking for. Contract agents.
Okay, so that is one of the positive effects of technology. It allowed us different ways to make more money and create new forms of, create new streams of income when it comes to incorporating the technology in your business. Which makes me think about another thing that I thought about. Another positive effect that it has is collaboration, and it allows different companies, like you said, the company that you work for, they were able to outsource that work to another company. It allows just for collaboration, even with like what we do here. There are so many systems that work well together that allow us to be able to do what we do. And I'm so grateful for those systems.
Yes, because like as we see now with content creators, podcasters, what do they call them? The digital product. I mean, not digital product reviewers, Amazon store. Everybody check my link. It's just so many opportunities to partner with these big corporations and brands where you don't have to go through a big modeling company or you don't have to be hired on as an agent for this company. They literally can hit you up in the DMs and say, hey, we have a campaign we want you to work for. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's a affiliate market and getting marketing campaigns as a content creator. I think those are really big things too that were added on by technology, and that kind of piggybacks on that, Another big one that I was thinking about as far as a positive is awareness to new causes and changes, and that also connects with just being connected to causes around the world. When something big happens, like for instance, example, when a disaster happens or something like that, we're able to actually, one, see what's happening. We're able to be contacted with people who are there, people who are around the area, to say, oh, we need this, we need that, prayers for, I'm gonna say Haiti. I specifically remember like Haiti when something happened there, and just how we can be without being on the front line, we're at the front of the information. So we can literally be on the ground, free Palestine, on the ground with so many things that are happening, but also still be in the comfort of our homes. And I think that that's a beautiful thing, but it also causes like a big disconnect where we kind of can dissociate from things happening in the world.
Yes.
But that also reminds me, like, if we didn't have this technology, we wouldn't know it all, So it's like, it's kind of, when people say that people don't care about things that are happening on the other side of the world, I think about it on the other side, like, what can people really do if they're just trying to, pay their bills and do stuff like that. So I think that that's a big positive and kind of negative way.
No, I get you. And I think that's a really good point, because that makes me think about information overload. There is so much information to know and so many things happening all over the world where we feel overloaded. Even there are things happening locally that we have to keep an eye on, and not just locally, globally, and in every country there's something going on. So we get so overloaded with information to where we kind of have this, I guess, information paralysis. When you have so much, when you know so much that you don't do anything, you're kind of just stuck, because what can I do? What can I do?
And not even just with causes of things to do with the information overload. We talked about how today's age, there is so much content and so many things coming out.
Yes.
Every single minute of the day. New music, new YouTube videos, new podcasts, new social media updates, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. It's just so much happening at once. You got to think about the new movies coming out. You got to think about the old movies, because one thing about it, I'm gonna watch my old shows. I'm not ashamed to say it, but it's just so much that's happening at once. And I told you, like, I can't even tell you something new that I've listened to or watched, because it's like I don't know what to choose from. And I listen and have so many things I try to keep up with, along with us reading books, and we get lost in that. And me and you, we do our audio books and physical books. So it's like, girl,
you're doing too much.
Listen, then we already overstimulated. I got children, and I be like, look, turn it all off. Turn the rain on. Turn the rain.
I saw this girl on TikTok. She said, if you go to sleep to rain sounds, that is like a telltale sign of you having trauma, because it's soothing to you. And I felt so attacked because I love the rain sounds. Matter of fact, put the thunder in it too.
Listen, I don't remember that day I told you. No, I was talking to my sister. It had stormed like 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "Girl, it's been storming down." I remember the twins' dad had texted me and was like, "Y'all good? Cause it's storming so bad, y'all."
Slept like a baby.
No, we were woke. Me and the twins didn't hear nothing. I said, "It's raining?" They said, "Yeah, it's raining outside." Yeah, I looked outside. It was tearing down. But my sister, them lights, I think, had went out. Somebody's lights had went out. I don't know if it was specifically my sister. But they were like, people lights out. Baby, we hadn't heard a thing. We was in here going on with, because we sleep to the rain. So I was just like, this is a normal night for us. Listen. And that is kind of crazy, though, because I remember hearing this on another podcast. Like, if you have to go to sleep, she didn't specifically say sounds, but she was like, if you need to go to sleep and hear something, like the TV be on and something like that, it's a sign that your nervous system needs to be regulated. And I get that, but listen, I'm still turning my sounds on.
Definitely not the TV, but I need those rain sounds to sleep.
I used to do cartoons. I used to do cartoons, Futurama specifically, and Family Guy. I don't know why those. Like, I don't remember. Just like, now Futurama is my show.
Okay,
but I just know specifically, like, I just like to listen to it, and it would be like I would listen to the words, and before I knew it, I was asleep, Wookie.
And drifting on out.
But now I don't like TV. It can be pitch black.
Are we saying that we need to regulate our nervous systems?
We might do. Listen, that's what we be in therapy for. Like, are we getting there? We getting there. Cortisol everywhere.
Speaking of cortisol, it makes me think about one of the positive effects that technology has on our society, and its advancement in healthcare.
Yeah.
There are so many tools that have come along that have just helped so many people in our society. I think about like the pacemakers or things that we need, even like the systems for dialysis, people having to need these systems to live. I couldn't imagine what it was like for the world before these things existed.
Also, I specifically was thinking about when we added that to the list, the different surgeries that aren't even done by doctors anymore. They're done by machines. They're done by robots, because when you get the LASIK done to your eyes, they actually have a machine that does it.
Oh, wow.
It's not even done by an actual doctor. If I'm not mistaken, the surgery that my mom just had, I might be wrong, but I think that also is done by, if she got something done on her eyes, that's done by a machine as well. And just different things that assist doctors. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, then you know. I stopped. I had to free myself, but but they have a lot of stuff on there that shows how technology plays a big part, especially like ultrasound machines, different machines they have as far as checking your heart rate, checking your blood pressure, checking your sugar, just all of these miraculous things that have come across and advanced in the last 20 to 30 years that we wouldn't have had if this exploration into technology had not happened. So yeah, it is a little scary though, because iRobot and stuff like that. But it's kind of amazing. It's really like tweaky. Ooh, that goes along with the book, because a lot of the people in the characters in the book are actually, what do they call it?
Augmented. They have
Mm-hmm.
different body parts that are mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the war, they, lost limbs and certain things. Like our main character, Ongi, she has a mechanic arm where, she sleeps in it, but every day they have to do work and do different type of mechanical work on it, which is really cool to see that because that's a lot. My routine to get ready is already super long, so having to oil up this arm.
Listen, and then her sister Ify, she created the technology that she actually put inside her own head. She's considered a what he said, a blood. Hold on, let's pause. I think it's a total blood. She's considered a total blood or something like that.
Okay.
That Darren called her, where it's a person that has no machine augments.
Okay.
Augmentation. That's what it's really.
Okay.
No machine augmentation. So I was like, that's a funny term, but this is set in 2175.
I think 72.
72?
Yep, 2172.
Okay, look at me. Close. But yeah, that's listen, crazy.
Yeah, so now we can talk about the negatives because we're talking about being just the advancement in healthcare and the positive light. That makes me think about the negative of the technology and its environmental impact. Just how we know now that big name companies are killing people in certain areas. That makes me think about everything that's happening right now in the Republic of the Congo. Just how they are being killed and children are mining products for the technology, unfortunately, that we use every day. So that is definitely a negative when it comes to technology, how for the advancement of one people, it is for the detriment of another people.
And we really don't think about that. I've seen a few people on social media that have talked about the different causes of specifically parts that were made in the iPhone and different stuff like that. These things are being stolen, from other countries and given to these corporations for pennies on the dollar for us to have these phones that,
Thousands on the dollar.
Listen, and we literally toss them out every year, but I ain't a part of that culture no more, that religion.
Listen, I will have this iPhone till it doesn't turn on anymore.
Until it tell me it's time to lay me to rest, I'm gonna have this same phone. Bookie. No. So another negative that is happening with the job industry, I know we talked about the advancements of content creators and all of that. A negative is there are less people who want to take on trade jobs and the jobs that we need every day. We need plumbers.
We need electricians.
Listen, we need you on the railroad, sir. Send you back to war. I heard somebody say send the men back to war because life was more practical then. Not to lose your life. We gonna prosper, but we need you in the fields and working.
Send men back to war.
We need you out here working on cars, Sylvester.
Please build the houses.
Listen, and that's so crazy because those are such lucrative jobs. It just takes a lot of work, of course, of ethics and character and work, and we talked about the carpenters. We need people to put down flooring. Come on now.
We're gonna TikTok our way into
listen, and this is really and I'm saying this with no shade. I think that, okay, for the black community, because that's our community, that's who we are, we have a lot of men. I'm going to say men first, and then I'm going to go into the women. We have a lot of men who want to go into sports. They want to go into rapping. They want to go into, how do I say this? On the block pharmacists, we have keep it professional. We have a lot of, of us who wants to go into these lucrative, sometimes dangerous, jobs, fun jobs, skilled jobs, but it's we also need men who are striving for different things. We need some carpenters. We need y'all under the hood of these cars.
So how can we make how can we make people care about those type of things when we see? I don't care about carpentry when I see somebody dancing on TikTok and they cleared $1 million check for that.
But you know,
so how can we make them care?
I think that honestly, I don't
How can
even
we make
know.
us care?
I don't even know. You know, when they talk about us losing, this is some woo-woo stuff, so put your tin hat on. When they talk about us losing, like, technology and, you know, for a while, or I think that may be good. We need a reset. It's gonna be crazy, but I don't see any other way that people are going to cut their aspirations of the get rich quick schemes and the I don't have to be under nobody's car or in somebody's sewer or on the back of a garbage truck. Them men making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. Coins. I wish I can get. I'm scared though, but I wish I can get up there and hang off the truck, baby.
Girl, you will be there one day, and you calling me to come pick you up because you can't do this.
You know my wig flew away, girl. I am finna get off this truck, but nah, I'm really saying this like genuinely because I don't want it to come off in a negative way, but I really believe that. I don't know. It's just gonna take some type of reset, but I think we've been so programmed and we've seen, like you said, we've seen so many examples of we don't have to do those jobs anymore, but we do.
But we still need those.
We do.
We're getting in the age where the previous generations, what is that, Gen X and baby boomers, they are retiring. So somebody has to do this.
I saw a video about like someone was saying like the majority of plumbers and people, carpenters and like the technical trade jobs, train conductors and stuff like that, those are Gen X and baby boomers right now, you know, up in age that are at the top of those job fields. And when they retire, we're going to have this big gap of people who are not going into those jobs. So it's like, yeah, we got to log off of Instagram. TikTok it out. We gotta get off. And, you know, it's
really crazy to think that we would have to be forced into a reset, like you said, because we won't do it on our own.
On our own. You gotta give up the dream, baby. You can't hip thrust to $1 million. Listen, that's not everybody's path. And man, you have practical jobs. You know, I'm a hairstylist. You're a bail bondsman. I'm a photographer. And we are in these streets, even though we have our own, you know, businesses, which I feel like photography and your candle business is our creative side, you know. But we also have practical jobs because we got to clock in.
Yes.
And we need the bail bondsman because when you bust your baby daddy head, Kenyatta's the first to call. Don't call your mama. Call Kenyatta.
Look, I always say, I hope you don't need me, but if you do, I'm coming.
Yeah. Okay, we can move on to another negative, child.
Okay, so we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but one of the negative effects of tech on our society is social isolation. Like you said, we think that connection online is connection in real life, and that is just not the case.
It's not.
Because reaching out to me on social media, you know, I get it, but that is not me. That is not me, especially if you have my information to contact me, to reach out to me. And I think sometimes we just get so busy with life and social media with itself, you know. I think it can be difficult to reach out for people, but we still have to like make the effort to establish those connections. Yeah,
and that's a big part of why a lot of people feel alone. I put on here also mental illness, so we kind of can put these two together. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people feel like isolated, like you said, disconnected from their communities. I know specifically in my family, like, we're still family. We know we love each other, but the intention, like it was when I was a kid, is different.
We're not as intentional because of technology.
Yeah, and I feel like you can see the difference. And, you know, I'm hitting you up on the socials, but I ain't pulling up at grandmama's on Christmas or whatever. You know, whatever the instances may be. And I know other factors play into that as well when your matriarchs pass away and stuff like that. But I just can tell that we're more lenient on it as far as in the black community now, a little bit more. Also, when it comes to us, like, connecting on social media, like even with relationships, like we meet people on social media, we talk, text, and then we kind of consider just jumping into these relationships, and they kind of seem kind of forced in a way. That's why I always had this rule that I never wanted to meet anybody on social media. I wanted to know you in person first, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like a difference.
Like a genuine connection, getting the vibe of it in person. Like, does our energy match? How is our chemistry together?
But I know that's a big thing now, though. No shade to those who are good at, you know, social media dating and the apps and the different platforms, because I think that that's what those things are made for, those people who have those type of strengths. But I feel like that's not a strength for me.
Okay.
I think I'm a little bit socially awkward when I first meet people, so it's like I be want to feel the vibe, you know. We crack a few jokes, you know, make sure you don't serial killer
Because they are out there.
But yeah, I think that, you know, it's definitely it's just different now when it comes to connecting. And I know that sometimes I felt alone, even though I have this big community, but it's like you said, we all have our own individual lives. We have so many things rolling on our individual hamster wheels that it's like, girl, I love you, I'm here for you. But it was like, are we here for each other, you know? Because we kind of can get caught up in the mix. That's why being intentional, like we talked about this year, being intentional to be inclusive with your friends, all of your friends, your family, your significant others, and just creating like a healthy balance. And I feel like that's kind of getting back to the reset. We have to be intentional about our own individual reset.
That's true. That's true.
Another thing that happens with, another negative that I thought about was, that I wrote down, was like your breach of privacy and stolen identity.
Apple, Facebook,
listen,
Google. We are signing over our rights and our children to these platforms when we sign up for them.
Because I think that another thing too, like we talked about the jobs. Scamming is a job.
I didn't know that.
Scammers.
I did not know
clock
that.
in every morning 9 to 5. Hell, 9 to 9. Have you signed up for the coalition of the? What are you calling me for? What? Oh, Lord! And unfortunately, it hits a lot of people who aren't really tech savvy, but specifically like boomers, our older generation, Gen X and stuff like that. It hits them really hard that they are having their identity stolen. They're being taken advantage of. People stealing their card information, stealing their money, their life fortunes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Let's not get into like trading and stocks and how people have lost their life fortunes because, one, that's added to our technology advances, but we aren't really hip to those type of things, especially if you're not knowledgeable about it. But getting back to the original point, like it's a fast moving game.
I see.
Literally. It's a fast moving game when it comes to scamming, when it comes to protecting your identity. Now we have the Apple ID where we don't even put passwords in no more. It just scan your face. So please, Lord, protect Apple, because they're going to take us down if they get that.
And when you said, you talked about the privacy breach, that makes me think about going back to community and being intentional and tapping in with our elders in our family, because they don't know these things. So sometimes we might just have to, let me see what grandma got on this phone. Let me just tap in and see, just in conversation. And that's when you'll really realize what's going on.
Because, a lot of times, which is funny, when people talk about, like, on social media, like, oh, my grandma needed me to do this on the phone. My grandma needed me to do that. But it's like, it's sweet and it's like really cute when you realize like all the things that come so natural to us. There is a whole generation that's like,
What is this?
Listen, I don't want to use this. I want to do it the manual way, and it's just like the times are not accommodating that. The times are like, look, we moving fast. You got to get to it. You got to put this in. You got to move, and it's beautiful when it comes to the advancement of humankind or mankind, but it's also like sad because, like you said, like we said, as millennials, we know what it was like when things were slower and more intentional. And you turn on the TV, you got 45, 50, 60 channels, you know, and it's just like now it's so much
Information overload.
and even we're overstimulated. So just imagine somebody who's
not savvy with it. So
at all.
I get that.
So
We were doing a training recently at my job, and some of our agents are, older, and I literally spent more time teaching them how to work the system than I did learning the system myself. And like you say, it's, I'm happy that I have the knowledge to be able to help them, but there is an entire generation that just is lost when it comes to technology. And it's so unfortunate because technology isn't going anywhere, and it's just going to continue advancing. It's going to continue.
It's advancing past us. Every time the iPhone update and we learn something on social media, like, wow, come on now, slow down.
Yes.
And I used to always think, like, I'm so tech savvy, I'm so this and that. I told you I had a computer at 6, but 6 or 7 or whatever. But now it's stuff that's happening. I'm like, dang, I ain't know nothing about that. That's, show me again.
Between the two of us, you are the tech savvy one. I'm low-key like the OGs because I give it right to you, baby. What is this?
Oh, I think another negative, and we kind of can like close it out after this one. Oh, 2 more negatives. So one, it piggybacks on us being connected with causes around the world when it comes to news and stuff like that. Another negative is the fact that we get false news and a lot of false information and a lot of misinformation and just things coming at us so fast that we also forget about things really quickly.
Yes.
So it's like now we don't, even with this time just in general, we have so much information coming towards us, real, false, and then it changes every week, and it's like we don't have time to really digest what's happening. We don't have time to really take in what's all happened and occurred. So it's like we just don't know. It's literally information overload, and it's like we're desensitized. That's a big word now for especially for the millennials. We're desensitized to so much because we see so much every week. We don't know what's real. We don't know what's fake, and
that's true. That's why I guess this is related, but that's why I said, anytime there's like any uproar in the community when it comes to police brutality and things where people are harmed or just, where life is taken, I cannot make myself watch those kind of videos. Like, I will not watch those videos. I know we like to be up to date and know everything that's going on, but I have to protect myself when it comes to that because I don't want to be desensitized to certain things. Like, I care about human life, and if I see the taking of it so much, you don't care anymore. So,
cause girl, I try not to watch it too, but it'll catch you off guard because I'm nosy, and well, in some cases I'm nosy. Some stuff I'll be like, yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with me. But I seen a video where a man was like, got into it with a man, and then he got hit by a car. I was like, that it hit me out of nowhere. Yeah. It hit me out of nowhere, like dang, and then me wanted to get all the information. I'm going through the comments, and I found out that the man passed away, and I was like, that's too much. Because imagine that just happening in front of you, and like, it's just lot.
That's heavy.
A lot. And I think that we don't genuinely think about the mental impact all of this has had on us. Like, I'm not even gonna say we don't think about it. We can't even really put it into words in a synopsis because, like we said, everything keeps going. Like, it's something new every day. Kendrick, don't drop another song, please.
I think you should.
But I think that this is the perfect segue to our last negative point.
Okay.
This digital technology age of course, the internet was our biggest advancement in technology, and the biggest part of that is the digital footprint. Everything that hits the net is on there, and somebody can find it
forever.
Unless the Nelson Mandela get it, then we'll never find it. But literally, things are there forever. And I remember this is just a personal perception. I remember somebody saying on Twitter, also known as X, that, you know, when we did dumb things when we were younger, as millennials, the last, you know, secretive generation, there is no internet fingerprint for it, because I mean, I got Facebook probably like high school, middle school maybe, and a lot of, say, the new Gen Z, that's the people, okay, cool, because I'll be messing y'all up. Gen Z, they have so much of their heart, mind, experiences, it's all on the web.
For the world to see.
And I think a positive part of the digital footprint is that we can always go back to very powerful, funny, interesting moments and find those moments. But it also is like negative, like we can go back and find those moments.
Because imagine you did something when you were 20 and now it is affecting you in your adult life, you know, as a 40-year-old. Now you're looking for jobs and connections and resources, and you can't get them because of something you put on social media 20 years ago. That's crazy.
That's a nasty word, but it's a lot when it comes to, like, even thinking about now, we can go into the Kendrick and Drake, the Drake beef. Like, if you look up so much information that Kendrick has brought to the forefront, you can literally look up and cross-check it with things that Drake has posted or he has said in a song, or who he's been around, or him cosplaying as different rappers, or whatever the circumstances may be. Like, these things can be cross-checked because there is a digital footprint, and it's just crazy. Like, we really have to be careful.
Yes. Because just even when you think people aren't watching, somebody is always watching.
Always
watching. And it can be, you know, people don't have to like something or engage or interact with something just for them to see it. Because a lot of times, you know, even myself, my social media habits, I do a lot of scrolling. And just because I don't engage with it doesn't mean that I didn't see it.
Yeah. And even if you like posted it, because I post and delete a lot, but even if you post and delete, somebody caught it.
Yeah, if you got, you know, people watching your page and stuff, it's already been screenshot and sent in a group chat somewhere.
Crazy. Leave us out of it. Let us live, okay? But it's really like, it's kind of crazy because, well, I'm not gonna say crazy. It's interesting because, you know, it's such a powerful thing and a positive thing when it comes to research, when it comes to fact checking, when it comes to integrity, when it comes to character, when it comes to just knowing who you're dealing with. That's another thing with the dating too. Let me just loop these together. In dating, when I meet somebody, I don't want to know their social media, and I don't want them to know mine.
Okay.
Because I don't want you getting on my social media trying to figure you out
before they actually. Okay.
Yeah, because that's not me though, and I know that. In today's age, that's a big thing where people put their entire lives and their heart and their mind, which I be dropping a few gems. Read between the lines. I be dropping a few things, but I be dropping a few things, but I would not want somebody to get on my social media and think that they have me figured. That's weird. I mean, I do kind of want to know when the last time you was dating somebody, but you don't even know.
That's true, because a lot of times people never post.
It's somebody right now who got a clean social media page that is hell on earth, and you don't even know.
Got a wife and a girlfriend.
3 kids too. And a baby shower just passed this year. You don't even know. But nah, I think that's kind of like, that's creepy to me. And that kind of goes back to the social media dating, with the dating apps and stuff, because I feel like there should be a level of mystery to meeting people and a genuine interest in getting to know you flat out. I don't know nothing about you. You're a clean slate. But you can get on my social media and see I posted something about something crazy and be like, oh, that's what you are. That's what, you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
It probably was just funny.
I get that.
So
that's why it's so important to just be mindful of what you're posting on social media, because as soon as you leave an interaction or an event with somebody, Facebook is sending them a request in the people you may know. Like the way in technology.
Girl, foolish. Facebook is dangerous. And I said this like,
very.
I don't even care. Anyway, but I said this like, what were we talking about? I was talking about, well, like she said, when you are around somebody, Facebook will send that person's Facebook, if they have Facebook, a notification if you know this person. So imagine if you meet somebody and you have a bad interaction, or they're a little creepy, or, you know, hands up, don't shoot. And Facebook sending them your page. Like, now what you being messy for?
That makes me think about a TV show my brother told me about, a Netflix series, Baby Reindeer. I hadn't checked it out yet, but it's stalker lady, social media, and that's all I know. So I have to check it out.
What if
Joe
you ran into
Goldberg.
Joe?
I will never forget Joe Goldberg and you. Never.
That man found that lady. See what I'm talking about? I'm finna log off all sites.
But I do think even this is something for us to be aware of as well. Just being more comfortable being just on social media, on platforms and stuff. Just being mindful of the information that we give, because we could be at our local mall and, you know, that's a giveaway. Oh, they are in this city. So just being mindful of everything that we put on social media. Like one thing that I do, I'm not even a celebrity yet.
I'm finna piggyback off behind you, because you already know I'm like, yeah.
So one thing that
there will be signs
that I don't do is, if I am at the location, I don't post until I leave the location, because
that's just a travel rule, ladies. If you're going somewhere, do not post while you're at that place. Wait until you leave and then post.
Yes, because
people will pull up, especially, I mean, I feel like that should be a normal thing if you have a big following. Hell, if 100 people follow you, you never know who's, you know, watching your stuff or whatever, and you should definitely be mindful of those. It's a safety hazard.
Yes.
And then I was talking to you about, I watched the Friend Zone podcast, shout out to y'all. Hey. She talked about how she doesn't put like her personal life on the internet, which you like literally, she looks at social media as a job. And I just thought that was so interesting, to the point where, you know, I kind of dial back a little bit on putting personal information, because your relationships in real life should be your relationships in real life reality. I know that social media, a negative connotation is, you know, we disconnect from reality. We think that we need people to move a certain way on social media as we do on in real life. Like the song from Frank Ocean, she wanted to add me on Facebook. I was trying to tell her, you got me in real life, you know, but I do want to see if you got an old lady and stuff like that. But, you know, come on now. But I think that there's a healthy boundary in the middle, to know if somebody's hiding you, or to know if somebody is
just a private person.
Yeah, and we right here together. I don't post nothing on there. It ain't nothing on there.
Now, if you were social media crazy and active every day, and then you didn't want to add me, now I'm looking upside your head.
Kenyatta, I cannot agree with you, because I'm still not gonna add you, because
really,
I think from my own personal experience, I don't like when somebody gets on my social media and analyzes everything, because I don't even think of it. Ain't even that deep to me. I can scroll through your stuff and see all type of stuff, and I don't care. I care about how you act in real life.
I get that.
Of course, don't be on the internet being no comedian, because now it's domestic. But
and you gonna be calling me?
But no, I just don't think I don't take it serious. I think the older that I'm getting, I don't really take it serious. I
get
would want to
that.
turn it into a business. You know, everything needs to be profesh. Even kind of dialing back on the quotes. I started saving quotes now. I don't even share a lot of them. Some of them I just got to. But just dialing back on certain stuff, just sharing certain stuff. Like I agree with it, and that's enough.
And I think it's just a fine line. There, everything is just about balance, like knowing, just hey, this isn't for the socials. This is just for me only.
Yes, this has been a good conversation.
It
We've hit so many points on the positive and negative impacts of technology on our society. I know there are plenty more that we did not get to. So if you thought of something and that we didn't mention, drop it in the comments. If you also liked something that we said specifically, drop that in the comments. We would love to hear your perspectives, even if you don't agree with us. We would love to hear it. But don't get too crazy. Was there anything else you wanted to add before we move on to our next segment?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Be sure to join the book club if you like the book that we're reading. Join us. There will be a link below that gives you the option to join us and see what we're currently reading and what the next read is.
Yes. Now it's time for our butterfly letters. Thank you. All right, this segment, as you're saying in our previous episodes, if you haven't, go watch our previous episodes so you can know what we're talking about. But in this part of the episode, our butterfly letters are a segment where we give recognition to someone from your letters that you sent in, whether it's someone that you admire, someone that you see that's doing a great job, an entity, a business, or just something that you think needs to be celebrated. Okay?
Yes, our butterfly letter segment is just a portion where we just show appreciation to those around us. And like we say, sometimes we may not know of the people, we may not know about the people that we're impacting. So it's just always refreshing to receive your flowers from those you know and even those you don't.
Yes. So this week's butterfly letter is anonymous, but we wanted to read it, and we hope that this person does send this episode to the person that you would like to hear this. All right, so we're going to jump into it. I wanted to recognize my manager just because she is more than a manager to me. She is someone I view as a mentor, life coach, listening ear, and most importantly, a friend. I have never encountered a manager who is just so selfless and caring. It is because of God using her that so many doors have opened for me, and I feel like I am living out my dreams. I always find myself just in awe of how God aligned me with this incredible individual at the right time. Although we have only known each other for a short period of time, I have learned so much from her, both professionally and personally. I can honestly say she makes my life so much easier, and I am forever grateful. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for sending in that butterfly letter. I hope that you I cannot wink. I hope that you, the anonymous person, send this episode to the person that you would love to hear that so they can know how special you think of them. You also included something at the bottom, and we're going to read that too. We really appreciate you. Hi, Dominic Kenyatta. I just wanted to say how beautiful it is to see how you guys are pursuing your passion. You all are an example of what it means to go after your wildest dreams, love with purpose, laugh often, and live fearlessly. I want to thank you for using your platforms to be so courageous and bold. I wish you both all the best. Oh,
Thank you. We really appreciate that. And I think messages like that kind of give us confirmation that what we're doing
is impactful.
Yes, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And I love that. So thank you so much for that.
Because one thing about it, we're just two friends who love each other.
Yes.
We love ourselves, and we want to encourage everybody outside of the camera. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. It has been another pleasure.
Yes, it really has.
Yes, we have enjoyed talking about the impacts of technology on our society, reading our butterfly letters, and just catching up with y'all.
Yes. So if you have liked everything that you've heard in this episode, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and subscribe to our podcast on all streaming platforms. And join the book club. We are two homegirls reading and healing through literature, and we hope to bring more people along with us because it's a journey.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? All links to everything we've discussed are in the description box. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. We're going to catch you the next time. Bye.